A company should start thinking about establishing a project management office when you've reached a critical mass where you want to steer your organization towards a certain 1 or 2 or 3 focus areas that maybe this executive committee has determined are the focus areas for the year. For example, if you have a number of projects submitted to your group, but you can only have the resources to do a portion of those projects, you would select projects that support the goals of the organization. I have 5 tips for establishing a project management office. The first one is to right-size the process according to the organization. For example, you want to stretch the organization into a new level of maturity, but you want it to be doable. The second tip is to show a current state and a future state of where you would take the organization in its maturity evolution. For example, you would want to show that you have a plan to take the organization to the next level. Once you reach a certain level of maturity, then you want to begin implementing the next phases. Third tip is to stay true to the process. There's going to be challenges to the outlines and the guidelines that you have established. For example, if one of your artifacts that you require as part of your process is a project request form to initiate the process, and you have some resistance to an executive, for example, filling out a project request form, one way to maintain the integrity of the process but still keep the work moving is that someone in the PMO could fill out the project request form and then send it to the executive for their approval. That way you still have the artifacts that are required, but you still keep the process moving. Artifacts in the project management sense are key deliverables that you want to prepare for your project. I would say 5 key components to a project. Key artifacts are the project request form, the project plan, the test plan, the status reports, and then your quarterly portfolio reviews with your executive committee to review all the projects in the portfolio. The 4th tip is to stay visible. I would recommend weekly operations meetings, monthly status review meetings with your working team, and quarterly reviews with the steering committee to review all projects in the portfolio. The 5th tip I would recommend is to maintain various levels of project rigor based on the size of the project. Many organizations determine the size of their project based on dollars. Other organizations determine project size based on number of resource hours. And another way to determine how visible you need your project to be and how many artifacts are required is whether it is a critical project in the eyes of your executive team. For example, what we do at our organization is we have small, medium, and large projects. Small projects require fewer artifacts, medium projects require more artifacts, and large projects require still more artifacts because that shows rigor based on a higher dollar amount. So our small projects are between $0 to $49,000. Our medium projects are $50,000 to $199,000. And our large corporate projects are anything over $200,000. And again, the large corporate projects require additional project management artifacts to show due diligence in the project management process.